So hey everyone, I'm Trevor Turnbull with Sports Networker, and I'm joined by Skype right now by Mike Rudd. How's it going, Mike?
Trevor, awesome. How you doing, man?
Really good, really good. Can't complain over here. So for those of you that don't know Mike, you might recognize his face. He's had his picture on a number of articles on Sports Networker over the past 6 months for sure, and always really great content. We really love working with Mike. And we wanted to get him on the line here today for a few reasons. Number one, we want to introduce him to all of you, all of our audience, as well as talk about some of the things that he's got going on right now. He's got a book that's coming out here very shortly, and I think it's something that everybody's going to want to read, so we want to chat with him about it and just see what the heck this is all about. So, Mike, let's maybe start off with having you introduce yourself to our audience. Maybe talk about your background and what you currently do for work right now, how you contribute to the website, all that kind of stuff.
Thanks, Trevor. Well, I am a sports marketing specialist in Columbus, Ohio, and I work at a sports talk radio station that is the flagship for Ohio State football and basketball. And then on my side, a couple years ago, in ways to enhance what I was doing for my clients, I started writing a marketing blog, which brought me to interest in writing for Sports Networker, because I had been reading your guys' articles for some time, and when the opportunity came out for new authors, I jumped on it because you guys have a great site, and I thought it was a great segue from my sports marketing world.
Right.
And as I've continued to work at the radio station and write my blog and write for Sports Networker, my writings just continue to evolve, and I felt like I like to talk a lot. I also like to write. So
We have that in common.
Yes. So I had some stuff to say, I felt like, that was pretty pertinent information for both my clients and for the general public. So I actually just finished my first book. That is me in a hot dog costume sitting here. And it is called Hot Dogs, A Little Marketing, and a Lot of Fun.
Cool. So let's get into the book here in a second, but let's talk about your background a little bit in how you even got into the whole sports space. Like, what makes you passionate about working in sports?
Coming out of college, I started to look around at places that I want to work at, and jobs, and careers, industries. And I was doing these interviews for territorial sales manager. I was a marketing and sales major at the Ohio State Business School, to give a little background on that.
Yeah.
And I was interviewing with these companies, great big companies like Philip Morris, Scotts, Lowe's, and they didn't strike me as something that I was going to love jumping out of bed for every morning, I guess.
Yeah.
So I just really thought to myself, what do I love doing that's going to make me excited for my job every day? And music and sports are two of my biggest passions. So I started working at a classic rock radio station right out of school in the sales department and marketing department, and I worked there for about 3.5 years. And all the while, there was a sports talk station in Columbus, Ohio, and there was an opportunity that came up about 3.5 years into my career, and they reached out to me. I took the plunge, and I've been there ever since. So it's been a fun ride. It's a ride that I plan on continuing for a number of years, but I just thought to myself, what do I love, and how can I make that into a career?
Yeah. So you kind of married the two together that way then. And it's actually ironic you say that you love sports and music, so why not radio, right? You get the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
For sure. And so that transitioned, after you got some experience, you said you launched the blog, and it was just kind of a platform for you to talk about what you were learning and things you were interested in, or what was the motivation for the blog?
It started out as everybody talks about branding, and we have to be on this social media site or this social media site and get this many followers and this many likes. And I just thought to myself, how can I differentiate myself without just pushing for numbers? And I thought, if I can just write a free marketing blog and just try to be myself on there, sometimes talk exactly about marketing platforms or programs that I think are good ideas, but then sometimes just reference a book or just tell a story about how I'm feeling that day. I thought it was another way to set myself apart from, when I talk to local businesses, they say they get 90 sales calls a week from 90 different types of sales reps.
Yeah.
And I was just, what could I do to not be one of those 89 other reps and make myself different. So that's kind of where it started, and it just evolved from there.
So it really gives your clients or even prospects an opportunity to learn more about you and the expertise that you might be able to bring to the table in pitching a campaign for like a radio campaign, for example. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. A lot of times when I'm cold calling or warm calling a client, I'll email them or reach out to them on LinkedIn and not even push anything on them on a meeting, just simply send them a link to my website and a link to my Sports Network articles and just say, this is kind of who I am, this is how I do business.
Yeah.
Get a glimpse of me. I put myself out there. If it's something that you think you may be interested in me talking to you about, I'll reach back out to you in a week or so. And it works. It's a nice soft opening. You're establishing yourself that I'm not going to waste your time, I think, and you're going to give out good information regardless of whether or not we do business.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, all about giving value first, right? So
yes.
You establish your expertise by doing this, and in a non-intrusive kind of way, they get to kind of learn on their own and see why they would want to give you a call back. Because, I've been in that world myself, too. I ran from it very quickly when I was in the sales world of cold calling and beating down the door for a product that 6 other people in the same city were also selling. It's a tough go, and social media and personal branding in particular have really helped the best of the best kind of stand out. And speaking of the articles that you wrote for our site, I know I can say that the majority of your articles are some of the best content that we get on our site, and a lot of times it's not just a pitch. It's relating to some current event that's going on, so you got to kind of keep your finger on the pulse on that and relate it to something that's practical for people on how you can help them solve some type of problem. So anyways, just wanted to give you kudos for the awesome work that you're doing on Sports Networker.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the book here now. So it's hot dogs, a little marketing, and a lot of fun. So what is the motivation for that? And who's it for, and how'd you come up with the title?
Well, my marketing website is called marketingfunwithmike.com. I'm a pretty laid-back person. I like to think of myself as, not ever trying to be too serious. So I wanted something that was just an outlet of my personality. And when I started thinking about titles in my story, I thought about how can I combine this website with the real backlane part of the book, which is hot dogs. Yeah. So that's kind of, and it just dawned on me one of my nights brainstorming, scribbling on notepads over and over again about stuff. Yeah. But the book is about my personal story into how I discovered my passion for my work career and how anybody can find their own version. I call it, I found it in a physical hot dog stand. Yeah. Where I worked at in college, and it was just a job that I loved. I actually took all-night classes at Ohio State in order to do this job all day long on campus. I liked it that much. Yeah. And it gave me the idea for, like I said earlier, not working a job that I didn't like. I refuse to do it in life. I think life's too short. There's too much fun stuff going on to settle for, you're sleeping 8 hours a day. Yeah. You're working 8 or 9 hours a day. Why should you spend 2/3 of your day either not awake or doing something you don't like?
Great point. No doubt. So what was the, obviously that kind of explains the title of the book, but who's it for? Who did you write this for specifically? Are these people that are, coming out of college? Are they people that are stuck in a rut in their current job? Or all the above?
I think it's a couple of different things. I think it's somebody who's looking to unleash their inner hot dog stand. They're stuck in a rut, or they're working somewhere where they like it, but they're not being challenged enough, and they really want to see how far they can go in life. Yep. So it's also, for somebody coming out of college, it is a how-to and to survive in the digital age, and for decades and ages past that in sales, marketing, or entrepreneurship, in owning your own business. I give my own 10 key points throughout the book, and what I think is going to can set you apart, whether you're a business owner in sales or in marketing, that will last beyond the age we're in now, because they're core traits. It's not about likes or followers. it's about your personality and what you can do to set yourself apart for ages to come. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you're in business, if you're looking for a way to get out of that rut, I think you can take my points and really take them to heart and run with it.
Cool. So we don't want to give away all your secrets here, but do you think you can share one of those 10 points with us? Like, what is one thing that somebody in a sales role can do to, you know, get more out of what they're doing on a daily basis? If you can share the secrets. I don't want to give away your secrets if you want to keep it a secret.
Well, you know, and what I really kind of refer to it as in the book is it's my own mission statement, those 10 points, and everybody has some that they may add or one or two that they may not like as much that they want to mix in their own. But, you know, one for sure for me that I see, especially in the sales world, is you have to have a lack of complacency. I know that sounds sort of obvious, but I've been working in sales and marketing for almost 8 years in 100% commission sales, and it is a month by month. You got, you know, don't rest on past laurels. And I have worked with so many people or seen other people at other stations and industries that just somewhere they get comfortable. They decide that it's okay to get fat and happy, and it just snowballs from there. And next thing you know, they're trying to figure out how their list isn't growing, how they're not reaching out with new accounts, and they're frustrated. And next, you know, you're blaming others, and it's just a snowball effect. But I think if you have that lack of complacency, where it's not that you're working 24 hours a day with this cutting edge mentality, it's my way or the highway, but just you're always focused, you're always working towards the next goal, you're never resting on your past laurels.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter if we're looking at Facebook or if we're looking cold calling from the yellow pages in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. If you're sending a fax, whatever the next thing's going to be after Facebook and Twitter, that if you have that personality trait, that's going to push you through.
Yeah. And I think the thing that you're referencing more than anything right here is to always be learning too, right? So, you know, the complacency sets in when you think that the old way will still work 2 years from now. So these new tools, I know a lot of people, and you've probably seen this even too with your blog and just in working with clients, but social media is exciting for people, but it also scares the hell out of them too. They don't even know where to start, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, and that's something I talk about in there is always reading, always learning, constantly reading fiction or nonfiction, and just making your brain learn more and learn more. And with the social media, you know, you could be on Twitter 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And you'll never get caught up, and you're never going to be able to get everybody, you know. So you just have to pick and choose what's the most relevant for you.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I'm looking forward to reading this book, and I'm sure everybody that's watching this would like to know how they can actually get it too. So by the time this video and the article goes live on the site, the book will have been published and put online, and we'll have it all linked up here on the page for you. But Mike is also offering up a one-day opportunity for you to download his book for free. And we will have that linked up on the page here as well. So just take a look around. If you can't find it, leave a comment in the comment sections below, and we'll make sure that you can get a copy of this, the first people to read Mike's new book here. So Mike, let's maybe leave it with this. How can people connect with you online? That's obviously a big part of everything that we do, is trying to connect our audience with our experts. And you know, you've clearly established your expertise as one of our writers. So how can they connect with you? How can they find your blog and your Twitter account and everything else?
My Twitter handle is @marketingmikeR, and if you want to reach out to me via email or anything on my website, my brand new website has speaking gig information. It has the ability to purchase a paperback book, or for this day you can download the Kindle for free.
Yep.
And then it has a little bit more information about who I am and what I like to do business. So if you just go to my website, I love to hear from people. You know, I like to talk, as I said earlier, and I think you'll enjoy the book as well. It's funny, it's lighthearted, it mixes in the funniest stories of my sales career, the sales calls that I've gone on that still make me. It's great happy hour material to tell people, and I input those in the book as well. So I'd love to hear from you, and hope you download the book and tell somebody else to buy the paperback as well.
Perfect. Awesome. So all you sales and marketing professionals, make sure to take advantage of this. Download that. It's on Amazon Kindle. You'll see the link on this page. And again, Mike, thanks for doing this, and thanks for everything that you do as Sports Networker. We're looking forward to working with you long into the future here as well.
Trevor, thank you. The pleasure's all mine. And as I like to say in every one of the endings of my blog posts, Carpe Diem today, everybody. Seize the day.
Excellent. All right, we'll talk to you soon, Mike.
Thanks, Trevor.